the last good Star Trek that I have was the web series Star Trek Continues.
Yeah, that was actually an excellent, well done series.
And it's not that they were mimicking the 60s feel. I mean, that was nice too.
Mm-hmm.
But the themes that they covered, I mean, there was an episode during the 2016 election where you had this Commander Garrett. Her and Spock were being considered for this open captainship. And Commander Garrett, she had a checkered past that she didn't really explain very well. The background theme to this was there was no starship captains that were female at that point. And this was right during the election, the 2016 United States election, between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. And those same questions about Hillary Clinton were coming up. And the questions that every voter was asking is, are we being unfair to this candidate just because she's a woman? And she's got some skeletons in her closet. She's got some backgrounds that's sketchy. But are we being too harsh in that she's not giving answers that make sense? That was a brilliant, relevant story of our time, and I would highly recommend that because it was really well done and covered the philosophy of, is it because she's female or is it because she has a checkered past, and how do you know when one is clouding your judgment over the other? That's the last time I saw anything relevant to Star Trek. And they had several other episodes that covered different themes that was as Star Trek gets.
Yes.
That's the last Star Trek I ever had. I mean, lots of people like Axanar, the fan film, and I thought it was okay. I mean, it was a
prelude to Axanar.
Prelude to Axanar.
Yeah.
Thank you. I thought it was really well done for what it was, but it was essentially a war story. So
yes.
It kind of had that Battlestar Galactica type war set to it. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, there is a part of Star Trek that does have that military stuff to it.
Mm-hmm.
Cool starships, cool battles. I think that's this part of Star Trek is going back to TOS.
Yes.
But Star Trek is more than that.
Yeah.
And that's where the Star Trek Continues really shines. I mean, I cannot recommend that series high enough. The first couple of episodes were a little rough, but it got really good. In fact, the very last episode, it was a two-parter, it bridges the original series and bridges it to the motion picture. And if you haven't seen this series, you really should. So go to YouTube, look up Star Trek Continues, try to watch them in order because there's a little bit of, they introduce some characters that matter, that kind of move along. So you probably want to watch them in order. That's real Star Trek, and it was made by fans.